There is nothing compared to our exodus 2 years ago and 2,500 miles from here. Most people have never been driven from their homes by a natural disaster. Why is it my fate to endure such a trauma twice? Why the hell do I have to do this alone this time? Where is Franklin? The hours flow past at a glacial pace. Eventually, the space grows relatively silent, the only sounds being an unsyncopated pattern of snores and deep breathing, interspersed with the occasional moan or incoherent mumble. I doze, but can't resist checking my watch, disappointed to realize that it's only been 12 minutes since I last looked. I must have fallen asleep again. I awaken with a start from a dream of loading our car. Yes, our car, not just mine. Franklin was there, as he was in real life, carrying the boxes and bags of clothing and photo albums while I stuffed in my laptop and jewelry box and the contents from our firebox. We raced to drive away from our California home through dense smoke, just like what actually happened. But then my dream veered off its usual course. Franklin was still at the wheel, as I somehow stood upright on the passenger seat and spotted a wall of water thundering down the canyon behind us, threatening to wash us away. The smoke and fires were gone, but we were about to drown instead. My wildfire nightmares are nothing new, but I'm dismayed to have this latest natural disaster start to invade my dreams as well. Wasn't one enough? I hope my stuff is safe inside my locked vehicle. They said there'd be a volunteer watching the church parking lot all night to make sure nobody breaks a window or jimmies a lock. I tossed a blanket over the boxes in the back, but maybe that would just make a thief even more sure that there's something of value worth snatching. Having been through something like this before, I feel like an expert. I may not have been one of the very first to pack up and head inland, but I wasn't going to play that wait-and-see game again. I packed everything I cared about keeping, which wasn't all that much, and left well before the storm was expected to reach land. I'd hate to have my things stolen. I've already left so much behind. Moving as quietly as I can, I slip into my shoes and neatly fold the blanket at the foot of the cot. Fetching my tote bag from underneath the makeshift bed, I tiptoe past my sleeping neighbors and return a polite wave from a middle-aged woman lying with her hands tucked behind her head. Before I can react, my tote bumps against a card table laden with large overflowing bowls of apples and oranges. A cascade of fruit tumbles noisily to the floor, and fruit rolls in all directions. I drop to my knees and try to corral a stampede of oranges with both arms before they can spread too far. Someone snickers, a child whimpers, and a couple of sympathetic souls join me in rounding up the wayward fruit. "I'm so sorry," I whisper to those nearby as I separate the fallen apples from the oranges. "I'll go wash these." A pair of church volunteers wearing their signature Coexist shirts have arrived. "Don't worry about it," the woman whispers in my ear. "We'll take care of everything. You go ahead, we've got this covered." Her partner helps me to my feet. "Will you be staying with us again tonight?" he asks. I shake my head. "No, I'm driving on to my in-laws' place. I'd hoped to make it there yesterday, but the traffic was so heavy and slow I decided I needed to take a break. Thanks to all you folks for doing this." I clutch my tote bag tightly to my chest to avoid any further mishaps and make my way up the stairs. "Can't sleep?" a man asks as I approach my SUV in the dim light of very early morning. I'm startled at first, but spot the familiar green shirt and relax. Not really. My Jeep Cherokee unlocks with a series of beeps as I click the remote. "How about some hot coffee for the road?"